welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. Champions League came back this week, so let's do a little wrap up like a shawarma. Obviously got to start with my boys Inter. Obviously I talked about it yesterday with Rocky. Shout out to Rocky for coming on yesterday, first episode of Uncle Chats. We talked about it already, but gotta mention again, great performance by Inter, solid performance by Inter, hardly conceded any chances, and 2-0 clean sheet against Borussia Dortmund, very good result, and puts us in a good position in the group finally again after an awful start into the group. But we saw Barcelona against Slavia Praha. They're not an easy team to play. Barcelona just about hung on to the win, 2-1 win against Slavia Praha in Prague. That match against Inter was no fluke from the Czech boys, and they kept Barca in check for sure. On social media I saw a lot of Dortmund fans weren't happy with the Dortmund coach Lucien Favre, quite rightly. I thought they came out way too defensive, with the 5-4-1 formation when they were defending against us, and they closed down the match a lot. Dortmund are known for the past few years for attacking, counter-attacking, high-pressing football, and that definitely was not it. How did the other Italian teams do? I do have a little bit of a weak spot for Napoli because of the style of football they play and some of the players that they have. I enjoy watching them play, the likes of Fabian Ruiz, Mertens, Koulibaly. They just about scraped through as well with a 3-2 win. Mertens double and Insigne scoring. Mertens surpassing Maradona's goal scoring record at Napoli, so shouts out to little Dries Mertens. But that celebration, bro, please don't do it again. I know it's a little homage to the cappuccino guy that the Napoli have in their backroom staff, the legendary guy, but it looks like the man was eating out of Nani. Please, not again. On the other side, Salzburg had that machine of a striker up front who scored 2 goals. That guy's a test lab baby, looking like Ivan Drago or Rocky 4. He's been genetically modified by his parents to perform at that level. His physique, the way he looks, just cold stare, ice cold killer gunman. Also Ajax versus Chelsea, the boys versus boys match where the average age was like 15. Chelsea came out on top. Frank Lampard boys, we out here. A goal from the forgotten man, Michy Batshuayi, Batman, who put in a goal assisted by the American boy Pulisic. It was a good assist and a good finish. And overall I watched the highlights and it looked like Chelsea were playing really well. And I see my boy Kovacic flourishing finally, my son. I missed that guy at Inter, even though he never really exploded at Inter. He looks like he's finally, establishing himself at Chelsea. Tottenham have been disgusting this year. They're like a Big Brother reality TV show at the moment. There's something popping off behind the scenes every week. Players cheating on with each other's wives, and but this may be the turning point of the season. 5-0 win against the Serbs. Of course, not the most difficult of teams, but that will give him a whole lot of confidence. A couple of goals for Harry Kane as well. Christian Eriksen was dropped. The guy's been linked to Real Madrid the whole summer, and he was supposed to leave, but he didn't. And looks like he will be on his way out. And Inter have been linked with him for the January transfer window as well, and for next summer when he's on the free transfer. And I would love Christian Eriksen in our team. That guy is a certified baller. The English team, Liverpool, won 4-1 against Genk in Belgium. And Roberto Firmino, he's a criminal. That man should be locked up behind bars, because what he tried to do against the Belgians was absolutely filthy. Should not be allowed on a football pitch. Man tried to do a Rabona assist and it almost came off. I mean, it did come off and Mane just about didn't manage to score. But if Mane scored, that goal would have been nasty. And then Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, my guy, flourishing. He was being held back at Arsenal. What a goal with the outside of his boot. The other Italian team, Atalanta, for a lot of people, they're the second team for the Champions League campaign. They play attacking football and they're exciting to watch, but they got slapped up by Man City in Manchester, in a cold night in Manchester, 5-1. They're heading straight back out of the Champions League. They were the fairy tale story from last year in the Serie A. But, this is Champions League level. Obviously, we have to talk about Juventus as well. They just about scraped through as well. 2-1 victory against Lokomotiv Moscow. Jean Mario with his bold head, giving a masterclass in the midfield. Dybala scored an absolute world-class goal with that magic left foot of his. Not much you can do about it. But sorry, this style of play is still not clicking at Juve. This is pretty much the Allegri style of play that I'm seeing at Juve for now. You know, struggling through teams and just individual moments, bringing them through. But you know, once it starts to click, it's going to be scary times. The pre-match build-up to the Dortmund-Inter match was so funny because in the press conference, Conte brought with him Marcelo Brozovic, and if you're an Inter fan, you know this guy never gives interviews. It's a rare moment. He's like a rare Pokemon when you find Lugia out in the wild. So, and you could tell this guy did not give one single fuck in that press conference. He was just talk about Jean Mario, one of the loanees from Inter, and the other loanee, of course, the most famous one, Mauro Icardi, scoring 2 goals against Bruges in Belgium for PSG. If you had to tell someone describe Icardi in a goal, those 2 goals pretty much describe Icardi perfectly. You know, his movement was exceptional, and his finishing, of course, perfectly timed. That's what he does, man. So I don't know why Inter fans, I can understand Inter fans get a little bit nostalgic whenever they see that, but come on guys, we got another absolute gunman up front, Lukaku, with guaranteed goals. So I'm happy to see Icardi scoring, because that means we'll get the 70 million from PSG as soon as possible. Bayern Munich, who have our other loanee Perisic, he didn't start for them, but they won 3-2. Lewandowski, another masterclass. But Lewandowski is always dropping masterclasses in the group stages and the early knockout phases. But when it gets to the crunch time, Atletico Madrid against Bayern, typical terrorist ball masterclass by Simeone. 40% possession and 6 shots at home. I mean, do these guys even go past the halfway line? But you know, got them to win, and that's what matters. Yeah, so that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for all your support till now. Please like and subscribe, really helps me out a lot. It's still a new growing channel, and I'm going to try to do at least 1 video a week, if not 2, on covering Serie A, Champions League, and whatever else I want to do. You can expect more collabs coming soon. Catch you guys on the next one. Ciao.